Welcome back to the channel, guys. Happy New Year. I'm your host, Royal Mustache, and today we're going to do something a little different. Today, we're going to answer the burning question, are Play Asia exclusives really worth it? Now, I'm going to share with you my own personal experiences, so you're definitely going to want to stick around. You're definitely going to want to subscribe, and you're definitely going to want to like this video. Why? Because this is not a sponsored video. Play Asia doesn't know I exist. This is my personal experience. A lot of friends have asked me what I felt about them, how their games, what do they really like? And I thought if some of my friends were kind of curious about this, then maybe there's some of you out there also curious. And that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna answer that question. So without further delay, let's get started. First off, who is Play Asia? So for you guys who don't know who Play Asia is, they're the largest import retailer of video games in the world, especially for video games that never make it over here into the Western markets. They typically take digital-only games, port them over, or publish them brand new into physical copies. And you guys know, I love my physical copies. I've said it in a few videos before, I'm a little old school. I love having my own hands on my own copies on my own games. I guess I'm just programmed that way. But that's really who Play Asia is. Their exclusives are often physical copies of games that are otherwise digital only, limited editions, or titles released exclusively in Asia. They totally cater to niche audiences, offering games that you won't find at your local GameStop or Best Buy. But with exclusivity comes the burning question of why we're here today. And again, are these games actually good, or are they just cash grabs for collectors? Okay, so now that we kind of got who Play Asia is, let's talk about more of their limited editions, their Play exclusives. And honestly, let's just jump right into the positives first, because there's a few of them. So one of the big things for me why I love purchasing from Play Asia is they really go the extra mile when it comes to their collector's editions, especially when you consider the price that there are. The packaging and presentation are super top-notch. Most of these exclusives come with beautiful box art, collector items, bonus soundtracks, you name it. They fill up their boxes, their collector's editions, with all the content that us collectors love. Finally, the games themselves. Play Asia often curates high-quality indie titles, retro-inspired games, and unique genres that might not get mainstream attention. And you guys know, I love the unpopular, under-the-radar, non-mainstream video games. Those are my favorite. I wouldn't say hidden gems or diamonds in the rough, but just games that don't really make it into the spotlight, but definitely should. Now, of course, it's not all perfect. One big drawback is the price. Now, I know I just mentioned price being a positive. However, price can also be a con, a negative, a drawback. Play Asia exclusives are often a little more expensive than the standard versions, especially when you factor in the shipping costs. Now, when it comes to the shipping costs, I typically take advantage of the free shipping option. I don't normally buy one or two games. I might go in and buy a nice little fat stack, which you guys have probably seen in one of my other videos. And if you haven't, here's a link, hopefully right above my fingertip, to my last Play Asia unboxing where I show 14 Nintendo Switch games that are freaking awesome. Definitely check that video out. Another issue is availability. These games sell out fast. If you miss a release, you're stuck paying inflated prices on the resale market, aka going to Fleabay and getting ripped. One final note, not all games are winners. Some exclusives feel more like novelty items than must-play titles. I bought a couple that looked amazing, but ended up collecting dust on my shelf because the gameplay just didn't hold up. Now, that doesn't happen often. And I think most of that goes into personal taste. Now, a lot of work, sweat, tears went into making these games. So I'm not discounting that. These developers, the publishers, the people doing the actual work, the packaging, the guys in the warehouse, delivery, a lot of work went into making these games. So I'm not going to discount them and say some of them sucked. I think that's a personal preference. For me, I'm not into visual novels. I picked up a few in the past, just couldn't get into it. Shoot 'em ups, you know, they're beautiful, they're just not for me. Now, does that mean that I think they're terrible? No, it's just, you know, if I had to choose between an RPG or a shoot 'em up, I'm going RPG. Even if the RPG is made by a third party, nobody name, it's just, you know, it's my type of gameplay that I prefer. So yes, not all games are awesome, but I kind of think that goes to personal preference, personal taste. Sometimes I might find a game that I love that you guys probably think suck, and vice versa. Another part of this is, who is the person to be purchasing these games? What type of person, what style of character, you would say, are you? If you're a completionist, a fan of niche genres, or someone who loves the thrill of owning rare items, then Play Asia exclusives are definitely worth checking out. However, if you're more of a casual gamer, or on a tight budget, it's probably better to focus on games you know you'll actually play. For me, these exclusives are part of the collector's experience, a way to own unique pieces of gaming history. And here's just a handful of my absolute favorite Play Asia exclusives. Now, I've never played any of the Empire of Angels before, but Empire of Angels 4 for the Nintendo Switch is your ticket to a hilariously epic journey of tactical battles, angelic drama, and an over-the-top anime charm. This strategy RPG, think chess meets fantasy chaos, throws you into the magical kingdom of Asgard, where a mysterious plague is turning citizens into total jerks. And it's up to you and your all-female squad of warriors to save the day. Gameplay? Oh yeah, it's got layers. Turn-based tactical combat will have you outsmarting enemies on grid-based maps, and between battles, there's plenty of character bonding, story intrigue, and moments of, what? Did she just really say that? Throw in some skill trees, some flashy attacks, and a dash of fan service flair, and you've got a recipe for pure entertainment. Whether you're here for the gameplay, the laughs, or the costumes, and spoiler alert, these costumes get pretty wild. Empire of Angels 4 delivers strategy with sass. Tokyo Clanpool for the Nintendo Switch is your backstage pass to a neon-soaked dungeon-crawling adventure with a twist of politics and magical girl madness. This first-person dungeon crawler RPG combines high-tech vibes with classic exploration as you lead a team of adorably badass cyber divas to reclaim Tokyo from an evil interdimensional menace. Dive into labyrinthine dungeons, literally they're floating above the city, filled with traps, monsters, and treasures galore. The combat, of course, turn-based blast of flashy skills, customizable strategies, and enough epic team combos to make you feel like a tactical genius. And let's not forget the politics. You're not just saving the city, you're running it. Building policies to boost your team and unlock special perks. With its vibrant art style, quirky characters, and a plot that screams anime chaos in the best way, Tokyo Clanpool is a love letter to dungeon crawler fans and anyone who's ever dreamed of mixing magical girls with mechs. Sometimes the Play Asia exclusives are packed with more than one game. So for in this game, this is Ghost 1.0, and it includes the Unepic game as well. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 kind of deal, which is awesome. Unepic for the Nintendo Switch is a laugh-out-loud, action-packed 2D RPG platformer that's as quirky as it is addictive. You play as Daniel, just a regular guy who gets teleported mid-bathroom break, which technically sucks, into a sprawling, monster-filled castle. Naturally, he decides to roll with it, because who wouldn't want to play the reluctant hero in a Dungeons & Dragons fever dream? The gameplay combines classic platforming with dungeon crawling, where you'll explore massive trap-laden rooms, fight hordes of enemies, and collect enough loot to make a dragon jealous. Customize your gear, level up your skills, and wield everything from swords and bows to magical spells. Oh, and don't trust the snarky voice in your head. It's probably plotting against you. With its tongue-in-cheek humor, self-aware references to gaming culture, and enough secrets to keep you exploring for hours, Unepic is a love letter to RPG fans who love their adventures served with a side of sarcasm. Ghost 1.0 for the Nintendo Switch is a sci-fi Metroidvania that mixes badass robot action with a touch of sneaky sabotage, and it's a blast from start to finish. You play as Ghost, a mysterious cyber mercenary who can hack into machines and take over enemy bots, all while unraveling a conspiracy that's as juicy as it is dangerous. Expect fast-paced 2D exploration as you blast through waves of enemies, solve clever puzzles, and upgrade your combat skills to handle the next wave of robotic mayhem. The game's got everything: tight platforming, secrets hidden in every corner, and boss battles that'll have you yelling, "Just one more try." True story. Oh, and did I mention the hilarious banter between your sarcastic AI companions? Because for me, that was half the fun. With its stylish pixel art, addictive gameplay, and just the right amount of chaos, Ghost 1.0 is perfect for fans of action, adventure, and hacking your enemies to bits in style. Gear up! It is time to haunt some robots.
Houston, I found something that looks tactical and stealthy.
A grenade launcher? This is the total opposite of stealth. I don't know, Jack. I think she has a strange concept of the word stealth.
Mugen's starting to understand.
By stealth.
Mugen Soul Z for the Nintendo Switch is an outrageously over-the-top JRPG that cranks up the absurdity and fun to galaxy-shattering levels. Join Chow Chow and her new crew of quirky heroes as they set out to conquer 12 crazy worlds. Why? Because why not aim for total universal domination while being fabulously extra? The gameplay is a delightful mashup of turn-based combat, character customization, and ridiculous charm system mechanics. You can transform enemies into loyal peons, chain insane combos, and power up your crew with the endless customization options. Want to wreck foes with a giant mecha? You can do that. Feel like flirting your way to victory? Guess what? You can do that too. Packed with colorful characters, hilarious dialogue, and more overblown special effects than a summer blockbuster, Mugen Soul Z is pure chaos in the best way possible. Whether you're here for the battles, the laughs, or the sheer weirdness, this game is a ride you won't want to miss. Thunder Ray for the PlayStation 5, also available on the Nintendo Switch, is a knockout arcade-style boxing game that punches its way into your heart with electrifying action and retro flair. You step into the gloves of Thunder Ray, the galaxy's fiercest fighter, as you face off against bizarre and brutal alien opponents in a cosmic quest for boxing glory. The gameplay is all about fast reflexes, tactical dodges, and landing devastating combos that make your opponents see stars. Literally. With tight controls and over-the-top special moves, each fight feels like a chaotic dance of fists, fireworks, and flashy knockouts. The bosses? They're big, bad, and absolutely ridiculous, keeping you on your toes every second. With its vibrant visuals, old school charm, and high-octane soundtrack, Thunder Ray is a love letter to classic boxing games, but with a sci-fi twist that turns it up to 11. So, are PlayAsia exclusives worth collecting? Well, for me, the answer is yes. So what about you? Do you collect PlayAsia exclusives? I would love to know in the comments section below if you guys collect or even like it, and definitely like this video and subscribe. And don't forget to check out my other video here where I'm unboxing even more PlayAsia video games that I know you'll love.